Hello and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. We are 4 days or 3 days, depending on how you want to count it, away from the next big point in the game, which is the deadline to procure Dracodius. Although I guess it's probably the 6th, which is the day that actually matters, as we've already procured Dracodius, and I assume you could have procured it on this day. So we've got 4 days of things that we can do. So on the 6th, I'm assuming we're going to start traveling again and we're going to be heading to Montario. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen next in the story though, because I feel like from this point onwards, like from the 11th onwards, we're going to have a little bit of a speed up in terms of the pace of the story, just because we'll be about a month away from a big moment. I don't know if this is the end of the story, they definitely set it up like it is, but it's definitely going to be a big moment. It's the day of the hero, is where the king is decided, and, well, I'm currently not feeling like we're wholly prepared for it. I feel like there's a lot missing in the story for us currently. I don't know what's missing, but I feel like if we just take the spear and kill Luis, that's a very short story and it doesn't really feel satisfying. So I feel like there's another layer yet to reveal itself. I think it's related to Moore and why he's locked away in academia. I feel it's related to the Mage Academy. I feel it's related to the fact that Luis can do magic without igniters as well. There's a whole bunch of things that feel related that haven't quite been moved in yet. Like, there's a lot of things they've hinted at that don't quite feel like they're connected to the story, like igniter production being increased, like the control of Magla in terms of it being harvested in cities. There's a whole bunch of things that don't feel quite connected, but feel like they're important enough that they've mentioned them a few times. So I'm interested to see where they go with it. It's also interesting because we've got a time-based system here, right? Which is obviously going to draw comparisons to Persona's time-based system. But in Persona, you knew what the pacing of the game was going to be because it followed a school year, right? So you could know that you were going to have your first exams, you were going to have your second exams, and it kind of gave you very solid points in the year where you're like, okay, well, after your second set of exams, the next bit of the story beats are going to happen, and you're going to get more into the story, and the game very clearly tells you what's going to happen next. This one, you've got a time-based system, and it's obfuscating some of that information. You only really know your next objective. You don't really know anything else apart from the final end date, right? There aren't big moments in between that you know in advance. It's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about the time system in this game, but we can talk more about that in, like 40 hours when we reach the end. Yeah, but anyway, that's my little ramble at the start. Pretty much didn't have anywhere to go with it. I was just thinking through some thoughts. We know what we're doing this time. We are going to go and do Yufa's stuff. Why are we doing Yufa's stuff? Well, because in 4 days we are going to be on a gauntlet runner. That's the assumption. And we know that we can advance some companion, like follower bonds, while we are in the gauntlet runner. So we want to push all of them as far as we can forward so that we're having gauntlet runner conversations, because that way we are going to not waste our days, essentially. Like, we could in theory advance Barden right now, but we know Barden is available on every single day when we're not on the gauntlet runner, so he's not a huge priority right now, especially as he doesn't give us things that are super brilliant, although he does give us the ability to switch party members in and out, although that's more useful once we get party members all getting XP no matter where they are. So, Yufa, let's go and speak with you. We should talk. Hello, Yufa.
It's all right.
Don't worry, the tides will change. We'll arrive in Altabury all the same. If you have a moment, would you care to saunter around Browlhaven with me? It's a city I've always wanted to see with my own eyes. Of course.
I'm very happy.
Really? Well, that would make me so happy. So, this is Browlhaven. There's so many foods here, which I've never seen on the island. Also, she's not wearing one of the Montarian like helmets, which is interesting because you would suspect that she might do it now that she's off the island, but I guess not. This bone and meat, it's used as a ritual offering, yes? Has the heart been left out to dry somewhere? Miss, I must ask you refrain from making such unsavory quibbles about our products.
Pardon me?
I apologize. I didn't intend for that to... The last thing I need my customers thinking about is rituals and organs. This is exactly why nobody cares for you, Mustari. Oh.
Oh.
Well now, I am regretful. I was rude to the shopkeeper, even if it was just because of my excitement at seeing such interesting wares. Don't worry about it.
Hey.
You shouldn't worry too much about it.
Is it true?
I've heard there are all sorts of dangerous people in the city, and that makes it dangerous. But being pagan, I suppose I'm the most different. A frightening prospect. But there are so many kind people too. Why, at the other place we visited, someone even offered me a special deal on a pail which pours good fortune. That was a scam. The person probably saw you were a traveler and tried to take advantage.
What is it?
What? But maybe it wasn't a pail, but a flower vase. Everything in this town is so different from my own. It's a bit overwhelming, but also such a thrill. The clothes, the food, even the plants are completely foreign to me. And though we're not far from the island, there's this exotic smell in the air. Ah, you smell that? What is it? There's a tinge of sweetness. It makes me nostalgic. I don't notice anything about the smell. It's so rich. There's a complexity to it. It kinda tickles the nose. Shall we try to follow it to its source? Could it be something magical related? We know that she can sense it. Sorry, I got stun locked because I was in the back corner of my eye. I could see someone walking over the bridge and they entered into the conversation scene and just exited out of existence. So, apologies. Right. Oh, the church.
This is the place.
Here we are. It's not very strong, but there's a complex smell. This is a Sanctus church, isn't it? Maybe they use perfume in some sort of ceremony. Are you here to pray? Oh, sorry. But no.
No.
Do you have some business here at the church? You're curious about the smell?
Actually...
I see.
Ah, I see the young lady here is Mustari.
Actually,
Pleased to meet you. My name is Yufa, and this is Grem. Is it alright for me to make introductions?
Oh?
Are you perhaps the one I've heard about? The one who's stirring up a ruckus? Ah, never mind, I shan't pry. I am Hyperic. If you've an interest in Sanctism, I would love to talk further with you. Okay. I mean, I appreciate that his, like, even if we're not fans of Sanctism, I appreciate that his approach is, okay, well, I'm going to tell you about Sanctism. I'm going to try and convert you to my way of thinking through words. I think that's better than some of what we faced, opposed to just being like, ah, a heretic. Like, you know, this is better. But I'm afraid I haven't the time to do so today. I was just about to escort Ovi here, this child, on her way home.
Ovi.
I was praying with Mr. Hyperic and visiting Mama in the sick room.
Truly.
In the sick room?
Truthfully.
Her mother is very ill. She's currently being cared for at this church. I apologize for leaving so soon after you traveled so far. I hope you will visit again whenever you wish. I'll be waiting.
I'll see you again soon.
Oh, sure. Until next time.
See you later.
Bye-bye, Yufa and Grem. See you later. Closure. He seemed alright. I mean, obviously, he did also think that she was the Mustari causing trouble, but at least he decided he didn't want to go down that topic of conversation. I mean, it's a low bar, but it's better than a lot of people around here. Anyway, I wasn't intending to visit a church, but I am glad I got to speak with a follower of Sanctism. I wouldn't mind learning more about Sanctism in general. I'm curious about the differences between them and us. The Mustari, I mean.
Well, now,
Would you mind maybe visiting this place again with me? I admit, I prefer not to go inside alone. I mean, we will, but, I mean, they won't treat you any better for us being there.
Sure.
Of course I'll come with you.
thank you greatly.
Thank you so much. But I'm warning you, I'm going to chant your name while I sleep so you don't forget this promise. Okay. I'm glad I invited you out. The outside world isn't as harsh towards pagans as I thought it would be. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. It doesn't seem like it's that bad, but we also know that Brawlhaven in particular is not that bad. Comparative to Grand Trad, comparative to Martira, right? So, this could just be a Brawlhaven thing. I can sense gratitude and a hint of relief on Yufa's smiling face. Rank up.
It's strange. Until recently, I lived with such fear.
So we got Summoner Enlightenment, which makes Summoner Lineage cheaper to buy, and we got reduces chance of party being inflicted with anxiety, which is nice. It's nice to not have, that negative appearing on us.
But then,
There's something a little off about this church. I might just be imagining things. Oh, I'm sorry, it's gotten quite late. We should start heading back. That's interesting. Maybe something's causing the people to be ill. There's a lot of ill people around that church, so, as in general. So, potentially something there. Oh. Nuras. Okay. That's Nuras's quest.
Right.
Every single time I'm like, oh, a quest can be done. Oh, it's Nuras's quest. Every time. Oh, Brigitte's available but locked. Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, we can at least find out what it's locked behind. It's probably Courage, because the rest of her stuff's locked behind Courage.
Ah, just you.
Ah, it's you. Your face is a sight for sore eyes. My preparations for the new facility are on schedule, permitting that we continue to avoid the prying eyes of the church they would disguise as inspections.
See.
As it stands, though, we aren't quite ready to take in any wayward souls. You're welcome to check in again later. Okay, so we need to advance the story for that one. So, what I'm going to take it is grey means advance the story, or quest, right? It means basically something has to be done before that can be advanced. Like, this one's story, this one's quest. Interestingly, Gallica's isn't locked, though. Which I would kind of want hers to be greyed out, but let's not worry about that. Alonso's available, Nuras is available. So, we should... What are we getting off of you? Yeah, it's a lot of faker stuff until 7. Although 7 is nice and unlocks analyze data for all enemies with certain exceptions. Nuras. This could be quite useful, increasing the damage actually. Yeah. I don't really care about the rest of his stuff though. He doesn't actually Nuras doesn't even get like a special thing at final level. He gets Dragoon, but like he doesn't get a like an archetype like everyone else in our party does. I guess he never had an archetype, which makes sense, as in one that was within him. I kind of want to level Alonso first. I think Alonso's more interesting. We're gonna get this one's not too good, but and neither is that one. But the magic shop rare items I think is useful for the analyze data. I think his 7 is really, really good. Also, we have multiple people leveling Faker, so having the ability to get Trickster seems very useful. So yeah, let's go see Alonso. Let's go. Also, we did kind of leave him with like his village being destroyed. I feel like we owe him at least a couple of nights. Are you not in the midst of a tournament right now? Well, nothing about you surprises me anymore, no matter how bizarre. I've been waiting for you. Listen carefully, I'm putting a major new plan into motion. What kind of plan? Great, come with me.
Understand?
I've discovered something interesting. The landowner controls all the trade in the settlements around my village, so his valet often comes through the town.
Apparently...
However, I heard the landowner himself will be present for the next inspection, and that's when I plan to nab him. Are you gonna kill him?
What?
Are you planning to kill him? Oh, nothing of the sort. I just want to have a little chat.
Well...
But it would be near impossible to catch him if they come via a busy open street. I'll force them down the forest path where there'll be no witnesses. I've spread rumors about humans appearing on village roads for that express purpose. The men guarding him won't be an issue either. I'll lie in wait along the forest path and call out to him.
And then...
And I'd like for you to accompany me there as well. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it sounds like you'll need me.
Thank you.
I didn't expect you to agree so quickly. Thank you. We will change things. This world of greedy pigs gorging themselves on riches will come to an end. How?
Seriously?
What is your plan exactly? A long time ago, my mother brought home a weak sapling she'd found. The tree was practically dying, but it still bore small fruit, and with its seeds, my mother planted them and gave away the new saplings to our neighbors. Before long, there was an orchard in one corner of our village. The mere sight of it was breathtaking. My mother refused any credit. She said the tree itself wanted to grow, wanted to bear fruit. That's when I realized, perhaps we all have something we'd like to see come to fruition. Within all of us, there's a seed of virtue wanting to blossom.
It's fine.
That's what I'm betting on. So make sure you go out and change the world, Graham. Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Aha, I'd expect no less from the future king I went all in on.
I implore you.
May the seed grow into a large tree under which many gather. Hey, we're cultivating the future, eh? I can sense Alonso's resolve behind his grin and his high expectations of me. Rank up.
You're all I have left in this world.
Increases skill inheritance slots for the Faker lineage to 3. Yeah, I'm a little worried by this phrasing. He says we're all he has left, and in the previous one he was like, I've gone all in on you. That's a little bit worrying. Like, just in terms of general phrasing, like he's given up on himself and he's all in on us. Yeah, a little bit of pressure.
Understand?
I can use my network to arrange which afternoon the inspection occurs. Let me know soon. I'll be waiting. He said afternoon, does that mean he's available in the daytime now?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Could do. Anyways, Arbor's Day.
Well then.
How can it be?
Oh, it's Barden going, how can it be again? Okay, Stroll's available. So getting Stroll to 7 is good because it gets a Samurai. Yeah, that seems pretty good. And then it also lets us know when his 8 is available, which gives us another potential 8. Juna and Yufa not available. Is this as far as you can get Juna and Yufa right now? That can't be right. You must have to travel for the next one or something. Yeah. Okay. Well, we might have a day slot free before we leave, which would be nice, but unexpected. Okay. Because I want to do the tolerance thing over here. Like over at that building right there, so we can learn more about the Mustari, but I mean, I'm not going to do tolerance over increasing our followers bonds, so let's do this. Yeah, we should talk. We'll go do the Gauntlet Runner stuff in the evening.
Hey.
We've got the... Oh, we've already done that one. I'd like to go to the Grand Cathedral to negotiate. If you have time, would you accompany me, Graham?
Thanks.
Thank you. And let's make for the royal capital. I hope this turns out for the best. I've been informed about the land. Yeah. This conversation could have been far less roundabout if you'd only informed me of your assets. What are these documents? The contract, lad. You seem rather hurried, so I wasted no time preparing it. With but a signature, you become a landowner.
Worry not.
This is countryside land, yes, but the price is a rare bargain. The owner forfeited it after losing his fortunes on a gamble.
I see.
There was an owner. Then am I right to presume this land still has tenants? Yes, quite a few. They're yours to command. Vacate them, employ them, the choice is yours, your property, your people. A bargain, wouldn't you say? The total acreage is a bit smaller than Halia. Minor details. This land is readily available and that alone makes it valuable. There's even an estate manor you can claim at your convenience.
No.
It matters, actually. Yeah, it doesn't feel right here because he would have to kick them out, or he would have to fit his people in on top of them in a space that's smaller than where his people came from. So, something is off. Something seems off about this.
Yeah.
Right, if there are already residents there, I'd be introducing conflict by moving the Hallians on top of them. Needless to say, this land won't let me realize my vision. Why do you concern yourself with the squatters? If they're of no use to you, push them out of sight and out of mind. A lord hardly deserves a title without a land to govern. You would reject this contract knowing that. Stick to your ideals.
Stroll.
Hope is only a step behind a clear conscience.
You.
Graham, you remembered my parents' saying.
Apologies.
I do apologize, Lord Hadron, but I can't in good conscience sign this contract. Do you know what a refusal would do to my reputation? As a noble, you must know this will have ramifications.
Yeah.
All land in the world does not make a lord until he shoulders the responsibility of protecting his people. To hell with nobles who can't recognize that. In fact, I would like to make a counter-offer. I'll buy 100 of your vacant houses here in the capital. 100? Vacant or not, residence does not come cheap in the capital. Your ilk could never afford them. I've already verified the going market rate. My ilk has more than enough to cover the costs. You're surprised. I looked into it while you were helping me make inquiries. Sounds like a good idea.
Right.
I think it's a worthy offer.
No then.
I know I'm just a countryside noble, but you wouldn't dream of overcharging me, would you? It would certainly have ramifications. You must be familiar with my compatriot by now, yes? Indeed, your reputation would certainly suffer were it to come to light you were trying to scam us. Surely you aren't threatening me, are you, boy?
No.
Of course not. I have simply made a competitive offer for vacant houses you could not seem to find a buyer for. You stand to profit, really. Just the idiocy I'd expect from the son of a backwater lord who could not even flee correctly. You'd sacrifice your house in the name of sheltering peasants. You may as well toss the money down the latrine. It insults the entire aristocracy, and you'll live to regret it.
Fine.
You're the one who will live to be sorry. This country will change, and no corrupt nobles like you are on the cusp of extinction. My parents, who risked their lives to protect their people, are the real nobles and my heroes.
Now then.
Now, Lord Hydron, shall we put ink to parchment?
What the?
Young master, you used your inheritance to purchase houses for us in the capital. Your generosity for us goes too far. It is, old friend. I'm just being stubborn. Perhaps even selfish. The more I pondered what I should do, the less clear the answer became. When I asked myself what I truly wanted, I knew without a doubt. I wanted to see your smiles again, the ones I remember from a simpler time. I wanted those smiles to come naturally. A nobleman is the shield in his people's hands, durable enough to protect them but light enough to carry. What else, what value does he have? Another gem of my parents' wisdom. I am sorry though. I know you wanted House Haliaetus to rise again.
But that's...
No, you have shown us a way to live with more pride than any fortune or glory could impart. It has been my life's greatest honor, greater than any words could express, to have served such a dignified family.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry to have left you to languish for so long. From here on, I hope happier times win the day.
Wow.
Oh, young Master Leo... Pardon, Lord Stroll.
Thank you.
It is with our utmost gratitude that we accept these accommodations in the royal capital. Allow me the honor of gathering Halia's other refugees. Let us begin our lives anew, dreaming that one day we will unfurl the banner of House Haliaetus and serve its new lord proudly.
Yeah.
Rangif, everyone, I thank you. Once my journey is over, I'll be back.
Thank you.
And thanks to you as well, Grim. I couldn't have made it through without you. It was all you. It's your determination that saw us through, Stroll. You're a genuine friend, you know that?
You know,
I didn't choose to help these people out of some sense of noble obligation. It was far more simple than that. If I have the power to save someone, then I will, as straightforward as it can be. When someone needs a helping hand, I'll be there to extend it. Your sincerity made me realize that about myself.
yeah.
I would wager my parents were much the same. I think living my life with that in mind is what they'd expect of me. I can sense Stroll's intense determination, like nothing I felt before. Oh? The proud noble Stroll, keeper inheritor of the warrior's virtues.
No.
Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee.
A new power.
Bear this new power, foster this connection, and by their strength fulfill thy destiny. Rank up!
I've got it, Father.
We are now rank 7 and we can study the samurai. Cool.
Well,
Well, I should visit my parents' grave. I think I owe them an apology for failing to rebuild our house with their inheritance. I'm so glad you found refuge here in the capital, Rangif. I even found a merchant my father knew well as well. Knew as well. Your father would tell us all the time if there was ever an emergency we should gather at the capital.
huh?
Grand trad, but that's... Pay me no mind. Before we return, shall we tour your new accommodations? That's interesting. Stroll's successes earned me more support from the people of Halia. Nice. Oh, it didn't move. I guess 9 is our max, currently. Fair enough. Guess if we start getting too high, then it's going to have to show us on the face, and it doesn't want to do that. Oh? Is it just Nuras? No, Juna's available at night. Okay. Well, Juna has higher priority than Nuras by far. So it'll be Juna. But we are going to go to the Gauntlet Runner first, because we need to do our daily things. Okay. Yeah. So I'm assuming the implication of his father saying that they had to go to the capital is that he would have some sort of plan at the capital, or he would have done a similar thing. I don't know. Maybe.
Right.
Or he expected the inheritance to be used that way if it needed to be. Which would also be interesting.
What's this?
Okay. Anyway, grab these. I guess I'll do a save just because it feels like we should. But, like, I don't think anything's going to happen. And then we will jump to the next day. Yeah. Well, not jump to the next day. Jump to the next thing. Also, I think that Alonso has to be available at daytime next because he's not available at night right now. Juna, let's go. He would make a good escort. Alright, we should talk. Oh, she was right next to me. Hello.
Hey.
I wonder when... Oh, right, we've done that already. Anyway, next. Oh, guess what? It's time to pick up my outfit from the tailor. Can we go get it, my good man? We're one step closer to really lifting some spirits, and I treasure these moments. Of course.
Thanks.
Thank you for being such a good sport. Let's head to the tailor in Bralhaven then.
Hello.
Hello there, I've come to pick up the my dress for the festival. Huh? I thought the Roussant girl who picked it up earlier was in your employ, Lady Juna. The previous person has stolen the dress? That's shocking. Our song girl, you say? It couldn't be the singer from last year? The singer who was shouting at you from last year's festival?
If I recall,
her name was Myrtus. If she's still harassing me, that outfit is in danger.
hurry!
Perhaps she hasn't gotten far. Let's have a look around. Ah, phew, there she is, over there.
Please!
Myrtus, right? Did you take my outfit? If so, I'll have it back, please.
What do you want?
Your outfit. Don't play dumb. You're the only one who would have had the gall to stoop so low. Oh, really? I did pick up my dress earlier, but it's just so last year, so it's ashes now.
That's...
You wouldn't. Let's just say, you know what? You've gone too far. No matter how much you may dislike Juno, there was no need to burn it. It was my dress to do with what I want, what I want with. They tailored it to my measurements just last year. And they have the audacity to trot you out in the same bloody dress. The comparisons alone would make a mockery of me. You're a big, famous songstress. What the hell compels you to show up out of the blue for a sideshow and steal my livelihood?
Oh!
So you listen, bow out, or spread those pretty Eureka flowers all over the stage. The poisonous, of course, perfect for a viper like you. Maybe you'll shed your skin and the world will find out what a cute little thing you really are.
Hold on!
Wait a second. A cute little thing you really are? Is she the tiny thing inside the large thing? Because we saw her as small previously. Graham, don't. Why? Eureka flowers. I can't. I'm scared. If there are Eureka flowers on stage, I'll... What would happen?
Listen.
I don't understand. What happens if they're there? Nothing. I have to do everything in my power to make sure nothing happens. I know I was asked to do it, but in a way I did steal this performance from her. Still, I can't let all the people looking forward to it down now.
So, a
Music
song.
shares its origin with magic, you know. A song has the power to lift spirits and ease sorrows. As a child, music was my only hope in a way.
I
wanted to share that hope with people all over the world, through the magic that we call song. People used to say my head was in the clouds, that I was only a dreamer, but it's not a dream, it's both my reality and my future. I can achieve it, I will achieve it. You're not so different, I imagine. You're making an effort to take the future in your hands. Quite a pair we make. I can sense Juna's faith in me as our goals align. What's going on with you, Juna? Why are you small and why are you scared of flowers?
I can't get discouraged here.
Okay, so the mass dancer lineage is cheaper.
Now then.
I've decided. Forget the dress, I'll show up just as I am. No bells and whistles.
Thanks.
I appreciate you being here today. Let's stop by Capra to tell him about the outfit and then head back. Okay.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
What's up with her? Like, I'm still not entirely sure what's up with Small. I'm like, is that a thing that every Nadia does? Oh, a chance for Barden's redemption. Let's see.
Here you are.
So that's 200 healing in total for your party. It's not really like it's not really
Well,
even
then.
close to what Brigitte gives
I'll see
us.
you again soon.
Yufa would like to meet with us. Okay. Well, who have we got? We've done Junas. We have Yufa. Arden. Alonso is available during the day. We thought he might be. Yufa gets priority because she's the only party member who we can do a thing with right now. Actually, yeah. Where is... yeah. Follower Hulkberg. Where are you? Just before we go to Yufa. Let's see why we can't raise hers.
So,
I have some business to discuss with you. It concerns the duel, or rather the proceedings following it. Such matters require due discretion, though. The kind these surroundings do not afford us. Perhaps you might indulge me when we next travel. Oh, so hers is a travel one. Oh, well, that's easy. Okay. So grey can also mean travel. So grey's just... We know we could do it today if we were in the right setting. Got it.
I'll see you again soon.
Or when we don't have the stuff for it. It grace basically everything. Right. Let's go see Yufa. Hello.
It's all right.
Don't... we've already done these. Hey, I'm wondering if you'd be willing to go to Bralhaven with me if you got the time to spare. Remember how the other day we met that one Sanctor? Hyperic, I think his name was. I want to talk to him some more. Let's go.
I'm quite grateful.
Thank you, I really appreciate it. We came to the front of a tavern, having heard that Hyperic was lingering there.
Well, now,
Sanctor Hyperic, what are you doing at a tavern? I've come to pick up Ovi. She hangs out here from time to time.
you know,
They told me lots of nice things today. For the first time ever, they said I danced really good in front of the customers. You know how to dance, Ovi. I do too. My mother taught me a ceremonial dance. Ooh, can you teach it to me one day, someday? Hehe, of course. How about a preview?
Well then.
Why not show us a few steps? You mean right here? I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. It might bother some people. Master Hyperic, I want to practice a bunch and then show Mama. And you may, as long as your prayers are never neglected.
And so now,
And then, this visit indicates that you'd like to learn more of Sanctism, yes? How much do you know about our noble faith, might I ask? Okay, we know the basics, right? But I think Yufa doesn't know anything. So we are going to say that we don't know anything, so she doesn't have to say that she doesn't know anything. And I think that's going to get us mag. I don't really know anything about it. Then let us begin with the core of our beliefs. In Sanctism, we receive divine teachings from God. We follow the will of the Almighty God and offer Him our prayers, with a selfless heart, that is.
I see.
A selfless heart? The idea sounds quite different from the Dragon God faith. We aspire to take the hands of our gods in our own to confront difficulties, and yet fight beside them with our own strength. Such are our teachings. I see. Well, that is an intriguing belief. What of those who haven't the strength to fight? The children, the elderly, or infirm? The anxiety which plagues this world is through no fault of our own, and so we pray to escape these hardships and injustices. Oh, it's time to go visit Mama. Master Hyperic, Yufa, can we do this talk at the church? Let's go. Okay. We got an insight for the church? Nope. Okay. Pardon me, Sancta Hyperic. What kind of illness is Ovi's mother afflicted with? Your concern touches my heart. You are a kind person, Miss Yufa. Oh, it's just, I lost both of my parents when I was around Ovi's age. Yufa, are you and Graham going to the Chunverp? To Chunverp?
Indeed.
What? Oh, I think you mean to convert. If you ever wish to do so, we would gladly accept you into our faith. Unless you find our prayers meaningless. No, that's not what I meant. Are you pressuring us?
Wait.
Faith isn't something you can presume someone to have. I apologize. That wasn't my intention. We all live with anxiety in our hearts, and it is through Sanctism that we can find salvation. I simply want you to keep that in mind. Second time we said anxiety, and Yufa's path reduces the status of anxiety. I wonder if there's something deeper to the anxiety status. What was that? Nothing more than a breeze. Now then, I hate to cut this short, but I am needed elsewhere. Oh, alright. Thank you very much for your time.
See you later.
Yufa, teach me how to dance next time, okay?
No.
That was unexpected. Converting was never so much as was never so much as a thought I'd had. Your beliefs are your own.
Sure.
Everyone should believe in what they wish to believe.
Indeed.
You're right about that. In fact, since I am no longer a sacrificial priestess, the choice is mine for the first time. I don't think Hyperic was wrong when he said we all have spiritual anxiety. We yearn for something we can depend on, and for some that's sanctism. I feel like I better understand sanctism now that I've experienced myself, and I couldn't have done that without you. You gave me the courage to expose myself to new, unfamiliar things. And I want to see and learn more about the world, but I also want to be by your side, Grim. Okay, I can sense Yufa's desire to grow as a person, as well as her deep trust in me. Rank up! We are now rank 3.
It is my turn to test my mettle.
We get more inheritance slots and battle aura, increasing the amount of experience she gains in reserve. Cool. It's useful. I'm not sure that's the wind. And there's that smell again. Sorry, my head is suddenly hurting. Let's come back here to investigate later. There's something about this place which makes me feel ill at ease. I gotta feel it's Magla related. Maybe it's something to do with the Magla gathering? As we headed back to the group, I worried that Yufa seemed a little unwell. Yeah, I wonder if it's something with Magla gathering, and then that's what's causing people to feel ill. Because Magla is some sort of life force, I guess? Who's available? Yufa isn't available. Just Nuras. Alright, well we're hanging out with Nuras then.
Let's go.
He's literally our only bond option. Okay. Hey, I'm not that upset that he's our only bond option. That does mean that tomorrow, assuming that we're still in Verga Island tomorrow, we might actually have reached the point where we can do the tolerance thing and learn more about the Mustari, which are very interesting. It's just that we haven't been able to do it. We haven't really been able to do a lot of the side activities since we got all these bonds. Yeah, here's one thing I find odd about the time system. It fundamentally limits you on what you can do, right? Like, it makes you make choices, and that's the thing that's interesting about it. Making a choice day to day, planning out what you're going to do, saying, I think that this is more important than that. It gives you some kind of control over what exactly you're doing. You're doing things that are interesting to you, you're doing things that are beneficial to you. That's all good. The thing that's odd about it is that fundamentally it means it locks content away from you at some point, right? Because if it works correctly, you shouldn't be able to do absolutely everything in one run, right? You should, in theory, have a few things that are just not possible. Like, you might be able to get all the bonds, but you don't do all the side stuff. You might be able to do all the side stuff, but you don't get all the bonds. You get what I'm saying? You might be able to do all the side stuff and bonds, but you can't do all the dungeons if you do that. Which means that you end in a weird situation where there's a lot of content that's locked off, which I guess you would say is traditionally for a second playthrough. But I mean, we are how long into this game? We are I think 80 hours now, pretty much. Yeah, we're 40 minutes off. We'll be 80 hours by the end of this episode. Yeah, 80 hours in, and it's going to be like 120 hours to finish it. Suggesting you do a second playthrough of an 120-hour game? That's a pretty bold thing to like have as a design decision, right? Like, it's designed so that you would do that. It's odd. I don't know how I feel about it in this game. Again, I need to see how it feels at the end, but yeah, it feels odd in Persona as well. I just want to say. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, I don't want to speak to the large igniter. I want to speak to Nuras.
Oh.
Hello there. Come to check on the progress with the lands. Well, you ought to know. I'd never work on it where those brothers could see. Right, let's do it. Also need to get the accent back. Handed Nuras the junk we picked up during our travels.
Well.
Hey gods, what's this?
Oh.
There we go, it's back. Oh.
Hey.
It's the same as the other ones. Why, hello there, my dear little girl. Such a pleasure to meet you. Is he baby talking the relics?
They never cease to amaze me, no matter how much I study them. These relics use a power that interferes directly with the fundamental elements of matter. Ah, I see. So if we harness the colossal heat generated at that point...
My God, I've got it!
I hear it, my sainted aunt, I hear it, the whispers of an ancient civilization, their secrets murmured in hushed reverence. Thank you, Graham.
Thank you.
I found one of the relics Nuras was looking for. Lo and behold, Nuras has begun coaxing the relic and thanked me for inspiring him with an idea for a new invention. We got 8 heroes fruit for that.
Well, strike me down. There really are all kinds of relics out there, enough to give me a thunderclap of inspiration even when I'm at a low point.
You feeling low?
Well...
When I'm deep in my research, sometimes the anxiety overcomes me is all.
Another mention of anxiety? Huh.
I start wondering if these happy days of mine might suddenly disappear. You remember I told you about my failed flight test back in my more respectable days, back when I was still just a young man? I set out to prove my own flight theory and botched it spectacularly. Once I'd healed from the ensuing crash, I was demoted. They chose to adopt another flight plan. Worst of all, the people I thought friends and supporters quickly took their leave of me, one by one. Seeing my colleagues change their tune just as easily as a coin flips made me realize just how frightening people are. What I fear most, though, is the coward I'd become.
You're right.
After you've been burned, instead of choosing the path of exhilaration and the unknown, you tend to favor the path that's safe, secure, and least risky.
We won't betray you.
It'll be fine.
Don't worry, we won't disappear on you.
Yeah.
I suppose so. When I think about it rationally, I doubt any of you would abandon me, especially if you've stuck out this relic hunt so far, eh?
Yes.
Exactly, you're a trusty engineer. I don't know what we'd do without you.
Goes to show, can't let old age sour your outlook, eh? Well, thank you both. I do love you.
Oh, come on.
Well, glad to hear you're feeling better, right, Graham?
Bless her.
Thanks.
I'm grateful for the encouragement. I feel like I know what it really means to be strong when I'm with you lot. Wish I could have met you lot sooner. Maybe my life would have been more.
I'll do it.
No, perhaps it's better to think of this time gallivanting around with you as my second lease on life. I'll make up for all that wasted youth in no time flat.
I can feel Nuras' burning feelings of camaraderie and trust in me. Wonderful. Rank up.
For the blessings of youth.
So, at the start of battle on Gauntlet Runner deck, enemies take even more damage and significantly reduces the mag cost of studying the Gunner lineage. Wonderful.
The truth is...
Truth be told, the relics are really starting to come together. Thanks to you, I get the strongest sense that this gadgetry could generate untold levels of power. Something the size of my palm, enough to power 1,000 Gauntlet Runner engines, even more, I dare say. Once this is complete, not even the stars will feel like such a faraway dream. Though that hinges on you finding all those relics. Well, with that settled, I'm counting on you to bring a new relic for a new flash of inspiration.
This one's important.
Bitter memories. Okay, I think we have it, so I think we're good there.
Now then.
Alright, now that I'm fighting fit again, it's time for some maintenance. Yes, maintenance. You'll be lending me a hand, of course.
Okay. I helped Nuras with maintenance for a while and then left the engine room.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
It's Idol's Day, also Deadline Day, but we've already done it, so... There's a letter and a package from Barden. Redemption time? Nope. Okay.
About the currents.
Nuras' lance will be ready tomorrow, and it seems that the tide has calmed down a bit too. We should be able to set off for Altabury soon. Considering Fidelio is still on the mend, how about we spend the rest of the day helping people out?
Ah, an excellent suggestion. We should repay those who have done so much for us. It wouldn't hurt to have their support in the future, after all.
I too will.
I shall accompany you in this. I shall accompany you. In this, I'm quite sure that I would be most useful. Okay, what does that mean? This is our last day on the island. We need to spend tonight formulating our plans for tomorrow, so if there's anything else you wanted to do, let's get it done during the day, got it?
Just lovely.
Oh, okay, well, I mean,
All right then.
sure, let's go to the Gauntlet Runner, let's do some things. So let's start with this.
Well then.
I do like how it says, to facilitate living as a group, we should wash. I mean, it makes sense.
All right.
It's just a great way to phrase it. Hey, our luck went up. Wonderful. We're now going to do this. And we're going to get some stuff. There's the other thing people don't realize with our like needing to level strength. What we will simply do is instead of leveling strength, we will get our luck high enough that we crit every time with whatever we need strength for. And then that will mean that we'll be doing double damage, which means that we'll effectively be doing damage as if we had double the strength. It's a foolproof plan. I don't know if that's entirely correct or if even that's how the numbers work, but anyway, let's save and let's do something. So what's available today? If it's nothing, I'm doing tolerance. Stroll's available for his final thing today. Well, it's got to be top priority, right? Yeah, that's 100% top priority. It's the first one that we can finish.
What now?
Okay, also, before we do that, just want to check this one. So I already have this, right? I think so. Yeah. I think I already have this, although it doesn't say. But that's okay. Yeah, I'm going to hang out with Stroll. Let's do it.
Yeah.
No more putting this off. I must steel myself. We should talk. Oh, also I assume that he can't get Samurai. I never looked, but... Oh no, I didn't want to speak with you. I wanted to do this, then do this. Stroll. Yeah, he needs general level 10, which means that he needs to get this to level 10, and he needs Swordmaster 20, which he doesn't have. So, yeah. I mean, actually, in a way, Hulkenberg is closer to getting Samurai than he is. Because she's already done this. So, she's well, I think, actually, no, they're equally as far away, now that I think about it. Because he has to level 30 levels here. She would need to level... Oh no, she has to level 40 levels here, to be fair. Oh, but he still needs to level 10 levels here as well. So yeah, they're both 40 levels roughly away from Samurai. So, interesting. Anyway, let's talk.
Hey.
Nope, next. After all that's happened, I find myself thinking of my parents. I wonder what they would say if they could see me now. Only wish I could tell them of all that's transpired.
Thanks a bunch.
Truly, thank you. You've been such a great help. And you point the Gauntlet Runner towards my village again.
You know, I'm truly blessed with good fortune. I was born into nobility, lived a carefree childhood, and I even survived a human attack. But more than all of that, I've met people I can trust. I'm further blessed in friendship. Sometimes it frightens me. I question whether or not I deserve to have all this.
This is interesting. So you do. So you have the right to deserve it. Just prove it to yourself. So prove he has the right to deserve it, or everyone deserves that. Let's say everyone deserves that. Let's see what he says to that. It's very much not a noble idea, but I think that that's where Stroll wants to be. He's not very noble, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, that doesn't make sense because noble has other connotations, which does fit Stroll. But what I'm meaning is, he's not a very kind of, he's not the typical noble where it's all about land and power and the kind of, yeah, it's not kind of about the land and things. It's about the people. It's about making sure that everyone is okay. It's about raising all, like the tide raising all boats, all of that sort of stuff. So I think that he would appreciate something that isn't about himself. So let's say everyone deserves that.
Everyone deserves that.
That's true. You can't measure the value in people's lives. Somehow, I always end up trying to weigh mine all the same. After all, I was only able to help the people here because of my parents' wealth. The inheritance just happened to be in the royal capital, and the people of Harlia were coincidentally in the same place.
Well, all's well that ends well? I don't like either of these. Luck is its own type of skill, or all's well that ends well. Maybe he would appreciate this. Maybe he'd laugh.
Luck is its own type of skill, right?
Guess I should just embrace it, yes. I don't regret using the full inheritance as I did for a moment. Given a second chance, I would do the exact same thing. But I think I defied my parents in some way. That's my only regret in all this.
I think the answer is they'd have done the same. That's what I'm thinking the implication of the final bit of his previous one was.
I'm sure they'd have done the same.
I just don't know. Even during the attack, my parents shielded me from the fighting. They told me to get to Grand Trad with all haste. Grand Trad. Rangif said my parents told him the same. They wanted everyone to flee to the capital. And then the merchant in the capital was the one keeping the inheritance. Is this all really coincidence?
Your parents orchestrated this.
No, your parents orchestrated it this way.
If that's true, though, do you think my parents might have intended the inheritance to be... Oh, the family treasure my father mentioned in the letter. He wasn't talking about the inheritance. He meant the people. A nobleman is the shield in his people's hands, durable enough to protect them, but light enough to carry. Else what value does he have? I continue to find ways I never understood my parents.
Well, they must have believed in you because they were trusting you to hand out the inheritance.
They put their faith in you.
In me. They had faith. In me. I'd always thought I'd been a worthless son to them.
That's not true. Parents don't think like that, or you've honored them. Let's move them off of the past. Like, that's not true. I mean, like, you know, that's a little bit, we can't know. Parents don't think like that. It's a little avoiding the thing. This is completely avoiding it. This is trying to refocus him on the future.
You've done your parents the greatest of honors.
Have I? Father. Mother. Leave the people of Harlia in my hands. No. Leave the fate of this country to me. Someday, I will restore our home. Everyone will come back to live in peace. And I won't let anyone take it from us, ever again. But this isn't about my family. This tragedy must never be allowed to be repeated anywhere. On my pride as a noble, I swear it.
I can sense Stroll's unrivaled trust and his determination to change the future.
The proud noble Stroll, keeper and heritor of the warrior's virtues. By the grace of his newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
Rank up!
I'm going to change the future with you.
We are now rank 8. Increases skill inheritance slots for the warrior lineage to 4. When Stroll attacks a human-type monster, critical rate greatly increases. And Grand Fantasy. Stroll is ready to acquire a new heroic embodiment. I have no idea what that means. But this means that he is going to be in the party for pretty much every boss fight, because all the boss fights are humans so far. And, well, this is incredible. More skills can be learned, yeah. And?
Thank you, my friend.
You're not going to tell us what the heroic embodiment is. Interesting.
Hope is only a step behind a clear conscience. My parents' mantra has never been more clear to me. You keep moving forward. Do what you know to be just. And I will be just a step behind, no matter what. Look back, and you will find hope. Don't forget that.
With the vision of Halia restored clear in my mind, I spent a moment enjoying the wind on my face, and then returned to the others. Thanks to Stroll's strong faith in me, I now have the full support of the people of Halia. We're at max rank that we can be at, I think. We have no idea what this heroic embodiment thing is. We won't until we can get to Academia, I'm assuming.
What's up, Del? Something on your mind?
That's nothing, just thinking.
Oh no. You're not still feeling unwell, are you?
It's just a twinge now, that's all. I'm sharp as ever, me.
You sure? Because I remember, once the big fever passed, you went hot and cold again a couple more times. I've never seen you go down like that.
I said I'm fine, didn't I? God, but you don't worry too much. Come on, I'm starving.
Something's bothering me.
Really? He seemed pretty healthy to me.
Just a bad feeling, I suppose. It was a human that wounded him. Hard to say whether the Magla might have any nasty side effects. You know.
You mean he may need magic healing? I don't know if we're gonna find that here on the island.
I mean, there is a priestess. Do you think she knows any magic healing?
Hey, is there any way we could get Rella to take a look at him?
Well, to do that, we would have to make it to Grand Trad. And that would mean that we'd have to tell them specifically about the teleportation. Which, to be honest, if they haven't figured out by now, it makes them very, very bad spies. However, I guess it was only Basilio. What was it? It was only Baz who was around. Like, Fidelio was kind of bedridden, so I suppose he wouldn't have been able to find out, and he's the one who would have noticed. So, I don't know.
Magla-born symptoms can take a turn for the worse incredibly fast, no matter how healthy you are. I'd rather not let it fester.
Although we do have the other option, which is that we bring Rella to him.
Huh. Well, we do claim to help anyone in need, eh? But don't forget that we're fighting a battle. And if you cannot distinguish friend and foe on the battlefield, it will be your end.
I know you're right. But I get the feeling those two are telling themselves the same thing.
What if, now, what if, instead of speeding to her doorstep, we ask her saintliness to come here? It'll just take a bit of conspiring to get our story straight.
Yeah, Neuris is on the same mind wave that I'm on. Oh, that probably doesn't bode well.
I mean, I'm not normally a chap to take sides in this sort of thing, but those two hardly strike me as the evil type.
Look, Captain, I wouldn't feel right ignoring this. Will you please go to the royal capital for me?
No problem.
No problem. I'll go.
I knew you'd say that. Well, if Rella's coming here, I guess it won't be that much trouble.
Thanks. I remember I called you too soft once. But I see now I was wrong.
If that's sorted, let's get it done sharpish before any complications crop up.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your help leading the evacuation. They tell me not everyone got a chance to thank you. So on their behalf...
Don't worry about it. Didn't want the annihilation of a whole village on my conscience is all.
Okay. Are they about to find
Wasn't
out?
expecting you to handle the evacuation side, Del. Thought for sure you'd be the first in the fray with the human.
I wonder if they're about to find out about the Gauntlet Runner.
They healed me up. Gotta repay the favor, don't I? Wouldn't feel right otherwise.
Then for their sake, you should take care of yourself, too.
Oh. Never mind. We're just going to skip to her already being here. Okay, that makes sense.
What? Who the hell? No way. Aren't you Cinderella?
You're joking. You're not joking. Why is she here?
I called for her and she came. You that surprised? I know people in the Crown Theocracy. My work speaks for itself these days.
It's almost time for the Saints' Day festivities in Montario. Having been invited, I was in the area. I heard about your splendid work, Fidelio and Basilio. I hardly recognize the two of you.
You remember us?
Of course. This is a bit of a reversal, though. Back then, it was you helping treat Basilio's wound. I can tell how far you've come since then.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And I'm assuming Basilio's wound must be the one over his eye.
Ugh.
But I've also heard about your own injury. Your right foot, I'm guessing. Have you felt any sudden fevers come on? Let me have a look. Yes, that should do. I can see you had an expert looking after you already. Physically, you're as well as anyone could ask. But
what's interesting about this is that the two of them are usually quite confrontational to changes in plans. They're quite confrontational to basically anything. And they don't like to get close to other people. But with Rella, immediately they're like, they've just gone into, yep, I'm going to do what you say. I'm going to follow what you say. You know, there's obviously a deeper level of trust there.
Fidelio, is there something you feel lost or anxious about?
Where's that coming from?
I've talked to lots of people and observed the flow of their magic. By now, I'm certain that Magla is connected to our emotions.
I wonder if this is connected to Yufa's bond, where Yufa's bond has somebody ill, and she can kind of sense it. Well, if Magla's connected to emotions, then something could be happening there. Interesting. So this is a deeper story. Yeah, I wonder if this is going to lead into the story for the next part of the game as well, in terms of whether they're going to tie in a few of the loose ends that we've had about Magla into it.
When I speak to someone who's feeling strong emotions, I can sense the state of their heart as if seeing it with my own eyes.
Nah, I'm sound. Nothing's getting me down.
I see. Then you should be fine. Just don't take life for granted, or your treatment will have been for nothing. Keep on living, all right? For now, let's see. Run to the beach and back with Basilio. If you can make it without slowing down, then clearly there's nothing wrong with your foot.
Hey, sounds like a laugh. Just like when we were kids. Step lively, Del, or I'll leave you behind.
Hey, what the hell? I said I'm fine. Oh, damn it. Basilio! Hang on!
Thanks, Rella. When you told me about the first time you'd saved someone's life, I didn't realize you were talking about them.
You're in Luis's entourage now. Yet you needed our stories to match in front of the brothers. You're swimming in dangerous waters, aren't you? Not just that, you've got a gauntlet runner that can teleport across the land and an elder captain who wields it through magic. That's a lot to take in.
Well, how do I put this?
I didn't realize it when I met you before, but you're already one of the top candidates. I saw the King's Rock. Are you intending to confront Luis?
Do we trust her? I mean, I trust her a bit. I think what we gotta say is I can't say right now. We followed Juna's lead here.
I can't say right now.
Well, I guess you don't really have to.
So you are committed to this path, no matter what. I knew this day might come. It's not my place to stop you.
Come now, do you have to be so bleak? I've already spent my fair share of time with Luis, you know.
Don't underestimate Luis.
Oh?
As far as the Crown Theocracy knows, the King's magic will protect the highest candidates from any harm. And they think that guarantees their safety at the festival.
Oh, is she about to tell us that divine relics don't follow this? And we're going to be like, oh, thank you for the information. Oh, yeah. This brand new information that we've just learned.
But I've done my research. Some attacks the barrier can't stop. I believe the magic only prevents underhanded approaches, like ambush.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Which would explain why candidates can fight us directly, if we're fighting one-on-one. Okay.
So there's a loophole.
It's not widely known, but take a duel, for instance. Both parties identify themselves, fight with consent, and the magic won't protect them, no matter their standing.
But if you just have to identify yourself and agree to fight... Oh... Was that why the battle with Gladel?
Suffice it to say, the King's shield is not perfect, and Luis will surely exploit that. I have a terrible feeling there will be bloodshed before Saint's Day is over. I won't try to stop you, but be careful down the road, all right?
I'm also wondering, she knows this. She's working for the Crown Theocracy, who are effectively working for Forden, right? She will have given that information to Forden. If we're in a contest, right? So everybody is in a contest where everybody knows who everyone else is, and they will all know the stakes. If he then organizes a fight as part of the contest, everybody's protection is now gone from all the other people in the contest, right? Huh. Okay. Let's say understood.
Yes. Understood.
Then please, look after Juna.
Ugh. You do know I'm not a child anymore.
Keep up, Del! Gotta be faster than that!
You spring-heeled bastard, you've got the height advantage. Damn it, you haven't won yet.
I suppose we'll have to leave it there.
We sent Rella back to Grand Trad with teleportation magic, avoiding the gaze of the brothers who were fortunately too winded to notice.
Can't deny it this time, though. You lot did fantastic.
They haven't seen the novel yet, in theory. Are they going to mention it?
And Lady Juna's safe too. I owe you thanks for that, if nothing else. The islanders gave us a map of the east side of the island. Their way of thanking us, I suppose. You're welcome to it, if you don't waste it.
See? Old Del's great at looking after people. He saved loads of them in the evacuations.
Oh, belt up, would you?
Oh, they did.
Been meaning to ask. That's a book, yeah?
So they've seen it before, they just haven't read it. Okay. What's interesting is everyone who has read our book has been a companion. These guys aren't our companions. Huh. Interesting. Just an observation.
Didn't take you for a book reader. Lord Luis likes them though. Often got his head berries in one.
By the way, doesn't Lord Luis have this same book? I hear it's been banned.
How should we know? Not like we grew up round books. People barely literate nowadays, frankly.
So, what's it say? As long as we're killing time anyhow, let me see it. In this world, one can become anything they desire. Neither birth nor status decides your occupation.
Huh, sounds grand, that. You think this place really exists?
Course not, you muppet. It's a fantasy, remember? Anyone is free to become anything. This is a paradise of equality and freedom, devoid of discrimination or prejudice. Pretty words, them. But if everybody's free to do what they want, they'll work out their own reasons to be prejudiced. You can call it a utopia, but I reckon people living in it might romanticize our world too. At the end of the day, dreaming of escape will only ever be a dream. Nothing changes unless you do it with your own hands.
Aye. But if we really could do anything, I quite fancy opening up a little diner with you, Del. You like singing, eh? And I'm dead handy with a cook pan. We could invite Lady Juna over. Host a fancy soiree of our own. Every night, just us and our best mates living it up. You telling me you don't like the sound of that?
Get your head out of the clouds, Baz. We're long past being able to get away with that. Doesn't matter anyway. A dream is just a dream.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
It is now Flames Day.
Now then.
Well then, we'll be departing today, but what's this I hear about a festival on the island? The islanders all seem to be heading for the coast.
Yes, of course.
The village wants to show us their gratitude, or wants to show their gratitude to us and wish us a safe journey. Thanks to the tides, I believe we can still make it by the deadline, even if we leave tomorrow. The festivities include a sacred rite where the dragon god statue is set alight in a ceremonial bonfire. It's said that you offer prayers to it with someone. If you offer prayers to it with someone, your wishes will come true. Oh, isn't that just marvelous? And who will our dear captain pray with tonight, I wonder? Okay. Interesting. Record the events thus far? Sure, I'll record the events thus far. They are now recorded. Events thus far. With that decided, we all helped the villagers prepare for the festival, and once the effigy of the dragon god was complete, the sun was already down.
Didn't expect them to throw such a party before our departure. A far cry from our first night here in a cell.
I hear 'tis a festival in the dragon god's name, meant to ensure a safe sea voyage. In place of a lighthouse, their fire is kept burning until the morning.
I say, these locals are barely well informed. They're up to their gills in practical and theoretical magna theory. Not as focused on the mechanicals as us mainlanders, but the land's far from barbaric. Their insights could rather improve the runner's design, you know? Ah, speaking of, I finished with the lance replica.
We're finally ready.
Woo! Grand, ain't it? Del's all better. And we've got some choice souvenirs to bring back to Lord Luis.
We're not out of the woods yet. Don't be too quick to celebrate.
Hey, come on, lads, loosen up! It's a party! We've all earned a little fun.
And you? What's a sanctist fat cat like you doing getting all giddy over a pagan festival?
I have to laugh, don't I? You know, I thought the Crier's life had made me pretty knowledgeable about our world, but turns out most of what I knew was lies. Makes me think, maybe this is how my old father felt.
Crier a family trade, eh? Imagine that.
The Crown Theocracy does love their hereditary titles. Yeah, my old man was a serious fella. More than me, that's for sure. He called out corruption where he saw it. Made him a pariah. But there you go. Yeah, I remember he once flat out suggested igniters were more dangerous than the Crown Theocracy was letting on.
Interesting. Is that when they had him assassinated? Just a guess.
And there was that riot in the slums, of course, the one started by that Carapace. The church dismissed it as paupers revolting over their conditions. But my old man, well, he said it wasn't a riot at all. Outright accused the Crown Theocracy of turning an innocent Carapace feral through horrific magic experiments.
What?
Who knows what really happened there? Either way, nobody took my father seriously. He was condemned as a liar, and he died young. Just the way it is, I suppose. People will always prefer their own feelings to the truth. Happiness is a luxury hard to come by otherwise. Hard to care about the world after that. I was a poor excuse for a crier, if you ask me. Yet, here I am.
Was a poor excuse for a crier. What is he now?
It's beyond weird. Somehow, you lot have managed to make the world seem interesting again. I'm genuinely grateful, you know? It makes a man feel as if he owes you.
You owe us nothing. Can't afford any rumors about you being biased in our favor anyway.
Fair enough, fair enough. Honestly though, you need anything, you've got me on your side. I'll do what I can. For now, I'll catch a boat ride to Altabury ahead of you. Once this festival's over, it'll be farewell for the moment. So, let's make this a bash to remember.
Now, time for some fun. Bring out the treats!
Oh no, what are these going to be?
And those are?
The fruit is called dragon's tears. They're quite precious. Their tree only bears once every few years.
Ah, 'tis delicious. Beyond delicious.
Wonderful. This again. Hulkenberg's tastes are a dubious metric at best.
Please, it's the rarest of harvests, and we would like to share it with you.
The juice bursts forth as soon as I put it in my mouth.
Sounds. I feel quite.
Oh, I see it has another effect, huh?
Right.
What's going on? There's something odd about the way those two are laughing. But he's crying. What is this fruit?
You see, in old times, so long times ago times, people ate this to reach a higher plane of existence and talk to the gods.
Ha! Yes, you certainly appear to have reached some higher state. Glad I passed.
Oh dear.
Phew. Finally back to normal. Well, that sure felt like a festival. Not that I'm complaining. Oh, and did you hear? The people of this island make a wish over that flame. It's said that if you write your wish on a piece of paper, it'll bring you good luck. We don't often get to relax like this. So why don't you go there with someone?
Okay. This is a little odd because this game, like, this is a direct equivalent to something they do in every Persona game, right? But in the Persona games, it's to advance a love interest. In this game, there are no romantic interests, so this is a little odd. We certainly have plenty of time. This is a rare opportunity. Who should I invite?
Have you decided on someone?
Okay. Well, we're going to have to make a pro and con list. It's the only way through this. Is there anyone we do not want to take? I think Nuras is too far out here. I think he's too disconnected. I don't think he's our target. I think Haizumi is too far out. I don't think he's connected. I don't think Hulkenberg. I don't think any of those three are our choice. Juna, Yufa, Gallica, and Stroll. Juna? I mean, we've got the kind of double timing Luis thing going on, but I don't think that's really what we're looking for. Yufa? I mean, it is her, like, tribe's festival. There's definitely a reason to go with her. Stroll, he's been with us since the start. We're, you know, bonded for life, but I don't think Stroll's it either. I think it's between Yufa and Gallica. Do we take the person from the latest step of our journey, seeing this as a burning of the past and a chance to move on to our future, or do we take it, Gallica, a chance for us to reflect on where we have been so far and where we are going. Let's take Gallica. It feels like Gallica's the right option to me.
It's so pretty.
How the fire reflects off the ocean. Not even God could refuse granting a wish made in a scene like this. Hey, what do you think God is? What? What a wild question to ask. It's like, we get a little high, we're in the middle of a festival, and she's like, have you considered existence? It's wild. Okay. Sanctism and this village, this religion, both have a god, right? They all believe God protects them and makes them happy.
But
Is it actually possible for everyone in the world to be happy? If someone's not happy, what is their god doing? I don't know. This world is just full of mysteries we'll never know the answer to, huh? I just want there to be less unhappiness in the world, though I suppose it's pretty hard to quantify, really.
well then.
Anyways, back to reality. Should we go make our wishes? Nothing to lose from trying, right? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. And if you don't grant my wish, you'll regret it, you hear? I think adding that gives it a better chance. It's totally coming true now. Right? Don't mess with me if my wishes don't come true. I wish for all the world's anxiety to be replaced with hope. Why not dream big, right? More anxiety talk. Like, we've had a lot of it this episode. When we don't know what lies ahead, that's when we're most anxious, right? And that's pretty much true of most of our lives.
You see.
All the more reason to enjoy life for what it is and hope for the best. You gotta expect to be anxious about stuff. That's all it takes, huh?
Besides,
I'm just saying, if we can wake up the prince, I think that would give people hope. And considering how far you've come, I think you're gonna see it through. Have you really thought about that? How far you've come? I mean, you've grown so much since you got pushed off a cliff in the desert by Hulkenberg, to be fair. I was going to say that Stroll had been with us for a long time, and Gallica, but Hulkenberg has been with us longer than Stroll, so yeah, okay, in a way. I should know, I've been there the whole time. So what did you wish for, Graham? For a journey success. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm going to go with here.
Right.
I wish for a journey to be successful. I'm sure that when you make a wish, God listens.
thank you.
Phew, I had a great time at this festival. Thanks for that. I'd like to give you something. Not as a thanks for anything. I found it on the beach the other day. Ah, so you get a similar thing to the one that we had previously, where we get an item. This was who did you want to hang out with for an item thing. Okay. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Take care of it, will you? Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Gallica.
I've got this.
It's a weapon, okay? Getting it back to the runner was a nightmare, so you better equip it. Okay. After Gallica gave me the gift, we returned to the others. Whalebone Rod is a mage weapon? Okay, so you must get a weapon according to the class that the person was. Oh, in which case I chose correctly. Yeah, by far. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't think we need to reload and see the others. I think we made the correct choice for us right now. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Tell, you hear all that? What that cry was talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounded proper familiar to me.
It's easy to blame the Sanctus Church for the whole thing. But maybe not all of them were happy about it. Makes you think. I remember St. Rella looked like her heart was breaking, seeing us at death's door. Maybe she knew what was going on. Del. What do we believe in, really? Are we absolutely positive that, you know, Count Luis's vision and ours have enough in common?
Oh. Are they turning?
I thought we were done talking about this. He's the reason we got this far. A couple of Parapus orphans. Nobody else wants us. Nobody cares about us. We'd be nothing without Count Luis.
I know, Del, but he makes all them speeches about equality, but in the end, he's gonna leave the weak to die. I heard him talk about his ideal world, and it sounds like a world where we'd have died alone in the dirt. No Saint Rella to save us. Is that what we're fighting for?
Too late for that kind of talk, brother. Blood on our hands either way.
Hey! What are you two doing on your own? Come join the party! You'll miss the whole festival.
Lady Juna.
What's that look about? I know you're absolutely smitten with me, love, but you needn't be so tense about it.
Do you plan to kill Count Luis?
Okay. I'm very interested to see how she answers this. I'm assuming she's going to try not answering it.
What are you talking about? He can't be killed anyway.
Lady Juna, I don't think your heart is with Count Luis anymore. Or maybe it never was. There's a side of you that you only show them. But us, starting to think we've never seen the real you.
Are you really so worried for Count Luis? He's the one who measures worth in power. So what would he think to hear you underestimating him?
So you don't actually work for Forden or nothing then? No ulterior motives?
I've been with Count Luis since before the race even started, haven't I? Ever since he was stripped of command.
Hey, Del.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. That's my fault. But trust me on this. I promise I'll make sure this world's got more to give you two than despair.
I saw it with my own eyes. That lance gets past the king's magic. That means it can kill a candidate. They were testing it among themselves, and Lady Juna was right there with them.
Oh. Well, that explains why he asked the question.
You serious? How are we supposed to report that to Count Luis?
Oh, don't worry, it's my own problem. I told you to leave the thinking to me.
You know, I really like Lady Juna's songs, and I like seeing you listening to her when you get the chance. You've got arm around your heart, Del, and her music pierces it. I don't want to kill Lady Juna. And you don't either, Del. Do you?
So tonight's our last night on the island.
So?
Tomorrow's the big day, so let's make sure we're all plenty rested. Okay. Big happenings. We got a lot to learn about as well. I guess we'll learn about it now. Dragon's Tear. A sacred fruit harvested only once every few years on Verga Island, also called the Phantom Fruit as it's never seen outside the island. Many of its harvests are used in rituals to converse directly with gods. It is also served on special occasions like festivals or to special guests. The sugary, succulent juices and rich flavour make them quite a treat. It must be noted, however, that those who eat one tend to behave most unusually for a short period thereafter. Pagan Festival. A Verga Island festival praying for the safe voyage of ships. Originally marked the annual first day of fishing season. An effigy of the dragon god is lit aflame, serving as both an offering for the dragon god and a beacon for sailors in the night. These days, however, is a tradition of a more cultural significance than practical. Historically, danger has apparently befallen villagers who went to sea without holding the festival beforehand. Magic? So let's just leave and re-enter because it takes you to one. The truth of the Parapus riots. Batlin, a Sanctus crier, revealed more about the Parapus-led riots. According to him, the riots began not of the Parapus' own volition, but instead were the result of madness caused by the magic igniter experiments run by the Sanctus Church in the shadow of the law, potentially related to Yufa's bond? Possibly. If true, then the Parapus would also be victims in the incident. Heisme, who lost his son during the riots, was unaware of this information. Oh. I had missed that connection, but actually... Oh wow. So this is all connecting into each other. The Royal Magic, Protection and Dueling. It was discovered that there is an exception to the protective magic that prohibits the forceful elimination of a top-ranking candidate. A battle in which both parties agree to fight, formally declaring their intention, or their identities. With these conditions met, the protective magic is revoked, no matter the candidate's place in the rankings. That would also explain that when we were testing the weapon, why Stroll didn't have the magic when he attacked us to test it. Yeah, okay. Bonds Unfettered, Stroll. Along their journey, Stroll discovered the inheritance of House Haliaetus left to him by his parents. The fortune was, in reality, the residents of Halia who survived the tragedy, people who the late Lord Haliaetus had always considered his true treasures. Stroll uses what is left of his house's fortunes to build the former Halians, or to help the former Halians and the ideology his parents lived by. Stroll uses what is left of his house's fortune to help the former Halians and the ideology his parents lived by clicks into place for him. I see. I was trying to read it as one thing. So it's help the former Halians and the ideology his parents lived by clicks into place for him. Okay. As their beloved son, Stroll vows to put his life on the line to fight for the restoration of peace. I just missed that those were two separate statements. I was trying to join them as one and going, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway. Let's speak to everyone as well. Yufa?
I beg your pardon, but...
Well, Graham, since we'll be journeying together for some time, I want to thank you for having me. I'm sad to leave my brother and will miss him dearly, but I know in my heart that this will be a grand adventure. Hello?
Yes.
I cannot have my stomach grumbling while afield. I should buy myself a small ration of something before we depart. The trouble is finding a food that will not spoil. When we first arrived, I never thought we'd be making the journey to Altbury with hope in our hearts. Let the waves rock us then. We will prepare ourselves for trials to come. I hope the brothers are okay. I don't think they know the particulars of our plan, but we can't let our guard down. Stroll?
Well...
I just hope we can get out of here without being attacked. Okay. That's quite a lot. Stroll, we're not done with you yet.
What now?
What does it mean that you have... It says that you have now got a new heroic embodiment. What does that mean? Is this a new thing? No? I don't know what it meant that it says that he gets a new heroic embodiment. It doesn't make any sense. This is locked off, but that's for... We're presuming the last bond. We have Samurai. Maybe we have to get Samurai before we can do this? Yeah, I have no idea what that means on his thing here. Like, what does Grand Fantasy mean? He's ready to acquire a new heroic embodiment. Maybe we have to go to Academia, which would be the most sensible thing. So, we'll check. We'll probably be told when we go there. But anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. Next time, we head to Altabury. We find out the fate of the brothers, I presume. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.